Hi guys, it's Luton here, and I'm going to give a commentary on this defence video. We're on the third base on Arica harbour. So Battlefield 3 is coming up, and just looking at some general gameplay here. I haven't watched this through. I actually don't know exactly how this one goes, where we finish or anything. I just found this footage and I thought I'd put it up on here and see what happens. Now, something I want to point out again, there's a few general points that I have to keep making all the time. Now this guy, I didn't see where that guy came from, but I would assume that what he's done is push down the left, the opposite side from me, come around the bridge, up through the middle, and then in onto the target. And this is the difficult thing that I've been having recently, is that, you know, you need to be able to rely on your teammates, okay? Battlefield is a team game, and you can't solo win the game, okay? I want to make the comparison, but, you know, people say you can't compare, but with some other FPS games like COD, and maybe even Killzone to a bit of an extent. Look, and you see, I say I hadn't watched this through, but here they are, you know? It's always pretty obvious where people are going to go to. Wasn't a good kill there by me. I should have opened up a little bit. I think I was waiting for that guy to come the other side, and I wanted to get a better hit on him. But I should have opened up a little bit early there on that guy. Got 2 to 3 hits, and I should have moved around behind him instead of trying to be a bit clever, go on the side. So let's get back to what we were looking at here. When we joined the game, I was down here on the right hand side, and what I was doing was covering the beach, okay? There's usually a couple of ways onto a base, and understanding those, you know, those routes into a base is important. This main road area here that I'm looking at right now, where you see the tank at the top of the road and those guys were over by the construction building up ahead, those areas are generally, you will get fighting, but people won't often travel down there. You may get people come from the construction building, run across the road, but more often than not people won't actually use that to move down. The two main directions that people will come are the beach and the left hand side, and having members of your team understand that they have to watch those. And this is the thing, look, you see I've got 2 guys here, Cali, Worker, and there's a blue member up ahead in front. Now, I was having to reload my rocket there because I was trying to deal with the tank. Meanwhile, this guy has just walked in and armed the target. The problem that we are in then is because we haven't been putting enough fire back down, we haven't secured the left, we haven't secured the right, and it means that now they've got a lot of people looking onto that target, you won't be able to defuse it. It's something that I always say is securing an area around a target is much more important than actually sort of sitting in or behind it, okay? A lot of people in Battlefield will sit behind the target because they think, okay, when they get it armed, or if a guy goes to arm it, then I can just shoot him off of it, okay? The problem is that it takes a very, very short amount of time to arm a target, okay? Often, you won't be able to kill them in the time it takes them to arm it. I found it myself recently, the other day. I was on a target, well, yesterday even, I was on a target. I had, you know, we were parachuting in from the Black Hawk. We had an entire team surrounding B. There was at least 6 or 7 guys, and yet we managed to parachute in. I was the last one alive, and I managed to get a plant on the bomb. Even though we had 6 people firing at us, I still managed to arm the target. So sitting behind the target is not a good tactic for defense. And again, I'm trying to control the left-hand side here because I don't want them to come down to this little hill that we're on the side of. But again, the team are just not supporting us in this area here. They're not pushing up on that right-hand side. worrying about this tank as well is a big issue. But my point basically is that to sit behind a target to try and defend it, or even to sit on it, is just no good, okay? What you need to do is to move. You don't have to be far away, because let's remember my rule of a golden circle, okay? You need to be in distance of running. So from here, okay, I can run back to A if I need to, okay? But I am also giving support and protecting the left-hand side. Now, I am behind my target here, okay? But the reason that I'm behind the target, okay, is because there's other people. You see the guy to my left? Okay, so we are actually controlling this area. You need to the point is not that you must always be the person who is in front. The point is just that you must have people in front, okay? But at the moment we're not really doing that. Here, this is what I'm talking about, these guys on the left. Yep. See, this is what I was trying to prevent, was these guys getting up here. The problem with this is that once they get up here, you see, what will happen, we got 2 to 3 guys here now, and what they will do is now put crossfire onto the A area and clear basically behind. Now, I'm not going to say that, like, I don't ever do it. It's not like I don't ever sit behind a target and try and shoot people off of it. The other problem coming down to B. B should generally be your priority for this base. The problem that you have is that if you're sitting behind a base instead of in front of it, okay, when you sit behind a base, we had those guys come up on the left of us. Now when they come up on the left and they start putting fire down onto you, once they clear you out from behind, it means that you then have got to respawn at your set spawn, you have to move all the way back up again, and basically it allows them to give a complete stranglehold on the target that they are trying to get to, okay? Creating an area in front of a target and preventing them from moving around the sides is much more important than sitting behind. I think this video is going to be a good example of basically us not doing that, because even right now I'm not doing it. And these same guys on the left hand side, you see, they're still causing a problem. And they're doing exactly what I said, they're preventing us from getting to A. I mean, A wasn't even armed up then, but I was trying to move around that area, and they were just taking me down. And you see, now we have the tank, so what we're having the problem, we've got the tank in front of us, we've got those guys on the hill on the left, and we'll have guys coming under the bridge around on the right. So they're attacking us from multiple directions and creating crossfire positions that are really difficult to get to. Tank's hitting me there. I mean, that tank right there should be being mortared, or it should have people firing engineer rockets at it, but it's not, it's just sitting on the hill. That comes down to another one of my key things, prioritization. They're mortaring it now. You know, a couple of rockets, that thing will go down. What I'm doing here is I wanted to check this area was clear, which it was clearly not. Come on, yes, okay, he's down. You know, clearing an area up as well, clearing a base, that's a really important thing to do. Again, often people won't do that, but it's important. So you see what I'm doing here? We had guys disarming. They obviously got killed. No, they're on it. We lost it. I should have gone for the defuse though. I think I must have thought there was someone on it. However, what I was going to say was, when that was armed up, you see what I was doing there? Instead of going to defuse, now obviously I should have, but the point is, if there was somebody on that, if it's in a place like that, don't go on it as well, okay? Because if he's in a fairly defended, you know, target, there's no need for you to be defusing it as well. You want to move forward. And what I was doing was moving forward, because when I arrived at that position, there was guys pouring in on it. There was 3 guys coming in on A, okay? So what I was trying to do there was move up to prevent them from being able to fire and get back onto that, okay? So we're doing moderately well here. We're still having issues on the left hand side. I haven't even been looking at the dock area because I'm focusing over here, but you know, again, it's important to keep that area under control. I don't know how well it's going on there. I can see red targets over on my right. Oh, they have taken B down, yeah. A down, rather. Now, something I want to say as well is prioritization. Come on, come on. Yeah. Prioritization of your targets is incredibly important. It's one of the key things about Rush in Battlefield, okay? Knowing which base to take out first. Now, the enemy have made a bit of a mistake here. They've taken A down first. Now, I expect they've done that because it just happens to be the one that's first. And this often happens. You will often find that when you're in public games, they will always take the nearest base first, and they will always take the destructible target first. These are both huge errors, really huge errors. Destroying the destructible building first, okay, it gives you a quick... I mean, you can look at it two ways, but I doubt many people actually think of it in these terms, okay? If you destroy the destructible building first, it gives you more tickets to get onto the other one. However, I'm pretty sure that the reason people do that is just because it's easy. It's not because they're thinking tactically like, you know, okay, we need more tickets to take the more difficult base. But I suppose if you want to look at it that way, you can. What I find is most important, I mean, if you want more tickets to work on a base, just go for the most difficult one first, and that's what I always do. I always say you must go for the non-destructible target first, and or in this case, go for the more difficult target first. B is a much more difficult target on this base. It's actually been a real nightmare for us on some videos. I think I have another video up with it on now. The reason B is more difficult is because it's closer to our spawn. The reason that you have more difficulty taking it is because as you approach that area and clear us out, we have less distance to travel from the spawn. That means that you can defend it more easily, okay? A is more difficult for us because we have to travel further to it in order to defend it. It's also difficult because it's in an enclosed thing, okay? I'm still trying to work on this tank because it's been up for like most of this round and it's really laying. The tank in that position is very, very good. Okay, so I've cleared that out and I'm going back on my left hand side here because I want to make sure that they're not coming in. I think I'm looking for that sniper actually. Yeah, I am. A bit of revenge. Look at these guys. They're not even aware of what's going on around them. Self-awareness in the game is probably just as important as anything else, and I get very frustrated with people when I'm travelling to work actually who aren't self-aware and they're just kind of bumbling along. They don't realise who's around them. It's just the same in this game. If you're not aware of what's happening around you, you're going to be a real, you know, a liability to your team. Like those guys there, you know, they've just slopped that. So what I was doing, I'm still working on my position, the left-hand side. Okay, this is often what I will do in a game. I will pick an area and say, okay, this is my area. Okay, this is what you should do in a game. You should pick an area and stay with it. Okay, look what's happening right now. There is nothing happening in my area. There's nobody here, but I'm staying here because I'm stopping people from running to B around the left, okay? If I move over to where my teammates are, I know they only have 5 tickets left, okay? They've only got 5 tickets left. However, as in my Vietnam video, I've shown that you only need like 2 tickets to actually destroy a base, okay? I've won a game on a 1 ticket at the end, okay? So you should never let your guard down just because they're on low tickets. Okay, so overall guys, pretty decent round there I think. A few points that I brought up that I hope you'll take on board. Leave any comments, any questions, or anything else that you think about this video. I'll try and get some more things up very soon. Thanks for watching everyone.